Good morning, my friends. I hope you're well. Today's video is going to be covering the Phemex centralized exchange, and what we are going to be doing is showing you all the features on it. It's a UK friendly exchange. We have a lot of problems in the UK using central exchanges. This one works well. I've had no issues with it, so we're going to cover it and I'm going to recommend it as an exchange if you're in the UK and anywhere else in the world because it's obviously worldwide. So we're going to go through the futures, the spot, earn part. First of all, when you make an account, you'll be able to see your assets. Your wallet will obviously be at zero, and you have different wallets, which we'll go through shortly, and we'll make a transfer from them. So when you start off, the first thing you want to do is actually make a deposit of your crypto, and you can choose what network. If you want to send it, anything listed on the exchange you can send in. So if you've got some of these and you want to swap them out, some meme coins, you can do exactly that. And I chose BEP20, and the minimum deposit is 1 cent. So you can get trading, get buying on a very small amount. So just copy the wallet, go to your MetaMask, and then transfer in. In about 30 seconds, something like that, you'll have it into your wallet. So your wallet is here, and it will probably go into your spot or futures, whatever you choose. Now you can transfer between all of these. I'm going to show you and go through all three, so spot, futures, and investment, and you'll be able to do that. So basically, these are the accounts, and you have to transfer them between each account. So let's say I've got some USDT, and I want to transfer $100 between it. I'll just confirm and like so. So now we've got the spot. So the spot is basically where you're able to purchase um, any pretty much cryptocurrency you want. So let's say we want to buy some Bitcoin. We would go here onto spot, make sure it's spot, crosses obviously not purchasing, and we're going to click market, and we're going to buy some Bitcoins. You can choose your amount. You can buy $10, for example, and just click buy and it will execute. I'm not going to buy any at the moment. I'll probably buy some later on. But if you want, you could say, I want to put a limit order. So when Bitcoin hits, I don't know, 80,000, I want to buy $100. And you would click buy. And what that will do is it will put a line down here all the way at 80,000. So when Bitcoin hits there, it will execute your transaction. Likewise, you could do it same with the sell. So you could say, okay, I bought some Bitcoin, and when it hits 85,000, I want it to sell 100% of my Bitcoin. And you just execute it, and it will sit in the background, and you'll trade from there. That's pretty much the features or the main features of the spot that most people would be using on a beginner level. So we've got the earn function, which is basically like staking, and it's got the earn and the staking account. Some of these are locked up, so there'll be fixed periods. A lot of these, I think probably most of these are sold out. So you'll have an option when they come back in, you'll be able to lock your dot, Aptus, mana, whatever you want up and earn an income from it. So instead of just leaving it like I have in my deposit wallet, leave it on there, earn some fees. Through the whole bear market, I done that and I was just earning free crypto. And that's probably the best way if you've got some money that you're not using. And this earn is the same, but these are fixed durations. But the yield is obviously much better. So 4% per year on Tether. If you've got a large amount and you just want to leave it in there, click flexible and you'll be able to have a look. Now, this is a really good one. Of course, it's sold out, but if you just got some money in your Bitcoin, instead of leaving it in your exchange, you'll be able to provide liquidity and then obviously earn some of the fees that the exchange earns. That's where the money comes from for these. So the main feature we got is the futures. And the reason I call it the main feature is the one that most people make most of their money from. Spot, you buy, you hold, you wait. But futures is where you could actually make most of your money. And again, we are going to go through this very slowly so everyone knows exactly what they're doing. So, first of all, it may look very intimidating. When you find a coin that you want to basically predict it's going to go up or predict it's going to go down. Now, there are risks involved. Of course, if you buy something and it goes down and you predict it to go up, you got a chance of liquidation. But I'll show you what to do in these circumstances. So this is a meme coin called Fartcoin. And I think in my heart, it's going to go up now. So that's what most people would think. So first of all, I want you to make sure you're on the isolated part. I don't recommend using cross. The difference between the two, cross basically says even if you put $10 into a position, but you have $1,000 in your account, it will use your $1,000 after you come out of position or you're liquidated. It will burn through all of your funds basically to keep your position alive. I prefer to use isolated on a low, potentially low position on a leverage. So I'm going to go with a 5%. I would recommend if you're new anything below 10%. 5 is fine. So for 5, for me to make good money, it would have to come up to this position around here, depending on how much you want. Again, we have the limit order, so you could say I want it to open a position here. So we're going to go with market and we're going to go with a 20%, which is $100. And I want to long this position now. It will give me all the breakdown and it will say my estimated liquidity is at 31 cents, meaning I will lose all my money in that position. So we're going to click confirm and our trade is now open. Notice we are down already. This is based on the fees and now we're up into profit. So if we have a look deeper into the chart, we can see this is our position here. And as the price goes up, so will our unrealized profits and loss from here. Now, this is the part where you can enter a take profit, which is TP, and a stop loss. So here we have, again, we could say, I want, once we make 20% profit, we want it to take our profit. So when it hits 41 cents, it will take our profit. Likewise, what I don't want to do is lose more than 10%. So a 10% will trigger, if it drops down, it will actually close my position out. And you'll be able to see from here. So I could go off and leave this all day because if it goes down, I'm only going to lose 10%. And if it goes up to the take profit, I'm going to be at $19 profit. And here we're going to be losing $8. So either way, we're kind of going to be okay in this position. I would highly, highly recommend using take profit and stop loss if you are trading, even though it's on low leverage. And again, I would suggest using anything below 10x leverage, 5x leverage, especially on these meme coins. The market's very uncertain. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll leave the link to it in the description. I'm going to be using Phemex. I really like this exchange, so expect more videos coming up in the future. All the best and take care.